Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chamber Check-In. Today we've got Rhonda Barnet of AVIT Manufacturing. Welcome, Rhonda.
Thank you.
So we want to talk about Canadian manufacturing and in particular, Harco. So while you're not from Harco, you work there, could you just give our audience a little update about how they've been able to pivot during COVID-19?
Sure. So even before the announcement came out of the provincial government and the federal government on having our sector pivot, Peterborough manufacturers were already rallying together to the cause, trying to figure how we could pivot. You know, we'd seen what happened in New York and Italy, and so we were already talking. A whole bunch of us were collaborating, and part of that was discussions with Harco on how we could meet the needs that we were seeing that were failing in other countries. So Harco Industries is a local manufacturer that they make very small plastic pieces in high volume. So they have, you know, all of these really significant molds, but they also had sort of a quick molding technology that most other manufacturers didn't have. So they were able to work with our company to get kind of a prototype of the part that they'd need to mold and set it in this very small casting piece so that they could be off to the races casting, molding these parts very quickly, where, you know, another big plastic injection molding company would take so much longer to get to that point. So they're able to pivot very fast. And then when the call came to really beef this up, you know, more people in the community gathered around to really try to help Harco solve this problem, because you know, it was just a slight pivot for Harco in that they don't deal with the medical industry, but they deal in small plastic parts. So they were able to make the parts that hold the big face shields, the part that is the band around your head, very quickly. And in the end, they're working with another company that makes the shields, and they put that all together for a finished product to have those washable face shields that are being used in our hospitals.
Oh,
and initially they made these for the PRHC, and PRHC signed a waiver and took these in. But now they've gone all the way. They've worked with community leaders on a volunteer basis to get their accreditation. So they worked with Jeff Pinkney locally, who's just recently retired from the Ontario government. And he helped get through the whole application process. And Harco's now one of 160 companies across Canada that holds a medical device license from Health Canada. So these are now certified for use in hospitals around Canada.
Wow,
so
that's
a giant leap in a very short time.
That's just incredible. And it's so, I mean, obviously Peterborough is amazing, and like we know that the community works well together, but here's another example of the community working together to meet a need. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. You know, and everybody in the community, in the manufacturing community, just wanted to do their part to help. I mean, most of these products are simple, but they are they're certified standards, to health standards, to CSA standards. We're used to that. We do that all the time. But typically, you know, a new product development for the sector would take, you know, 6 to 18 months. And Harco turned this around in weeks, you know, which is unheard of. Yeah, pretty exciting.
That's so cool. Last question for you. I wonder, could you quickly talk about the application process? I mean, you did bring it up. They used someone to get there, but how difficult or easy was it to get the Health Canada certification?
Yeah, I think that the provincial government and the federal government they're both working very hard, very hands-on with the sector to help you through the process. But luckily for our community, we had Jeff Pinkney step up, who used to have the role of being in the provincial government as the liaison to industry. So he guided the application. I'm sure it was a very technical application, but I know he spent a couple of weeks fine-tuning the application for Harco, but and he's offered to do that for other facilities in the community. If you have a solid product to get in front of Health Canada, he's offered to do that. But you know, I think that both the federal and provincial governments are there to help others as well through the process. And they're saying, you know, they could turn this around in 24 hours. Now, it took about a week, I think, for Harco's application to be turned around to be a device license. But again, that's unheard of. Typically, historically, that would take 120 days.
Wow.
Down to 7. So
Wow.
pretty significant,
That's
and not
awesome.
big steps, right? So yeah.
Wow. That's so incredible. That's so cool. Anyway, Rhonda, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Okay, thanks for featuring our sector today.